Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast. It's been a while since I reviewed the last Kinsmart car, so I felt like today I want to do a review on the scale 1/36 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 by Kinsmart. The Lancer Evo 10 is the last generation of the Lancer Evolution, a sports sedan produced by the Japanese Mitsubishi Motors. The Evolution was the sportier and more powerful version of the regular Lancer sedans, kind of like how BMW makes M versions for many of their cars, or Mercedes has their AMG division tune some of their respective lineup. Beginning in Japan, the Evo 10 went on sale in late 2007 and the rest of the world in 2008. It is a shame that they discontinued this car because this was pretty much all Mitsubishi had in terms of a sporty sedan that didn't look out of place both on the track and in any Fast and Furious illegal street racing movie. Without the Lancer, I doubt Mitsubishi will have a future in the automotive industry. I paid less than 10 euros for this car. I think it was something like 7 or 8, and I bought it from eBay, so you should be able to find this car on eBay even today, although the red color might be getting a little bit rarer. But they do make this model car in a couple of other colors, another one being white and metallic blue. The white one is pretty rare. As always, we begin the review by taking a look at the front. And the front is really the place where this car shines. I mean, you've got the Mitsubishi logo up here. You've got the grille mesh. While it's not perforated, it is transparent, so you can see the radiator behind it, which is the intercooler for the turbo, to be more precise. Along with the chrome trim, which is in a very nice quality, keeping in mind that this is a Kinsmart car. And here's a close-up of the high-intensity halogen cat eye headlamps. And the cool thing about them is that there are no pegs whatsoever, despite this being a Kinsmart, so that's great. Below them you have the fog lamps as well. Now the thing about these headlights is that they look cheap from afar, but detailed up close, so that's quite interesting. And below these relatively detailed headlights, we also have fog lights. Now, these aren't as detailed, but they're still there. And next to them, we also have some textured grille mesh. And of course, on the other side, we have the off-center license plate saying Lancer Evolution X. Moving up from the aggressive front grille, we come to the hood. And you can see that it has this hood scoop, which is in the shape of a NACA duct. Now, on the actual model car, when you buy it, this part isn't black. This was actually just painted by me, but I did that to make it look like it actually has a hole, so that the air can go through. We also have two heat extraction vents right here, which have also been painted black by me, because when you buy the car, these are just in the same color as the rest of the car. And furthermore, we have windshield wipers. Windshield itself is clear plastic. Now the hood cannot be opened because this is just a Kinsmart car, but inside we would have a turbocharged 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine doing 291 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and capable of accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds. However, I do want to point out that Kinsmart did take the trouble to design these two windshield washer nozzles on the hood. Now let's move on to the side. Of course, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution is a 4-door sedan, as it always has been, but it looks pretty sporty. This car has all-wheel drive, which Mitsubishi calls AWC, or all-wheel control. Except in this generation they called it the SAWC, or super all-wheel control, just to make the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10 sound a little bit more sophisticated than its previous generations. You can see that we have the turn signals next to the fender vent. This fender vent, of course, is not painted black on the car when you buy it. It's in the same color as the rest of the car body. I just took a black marker to sort of make it stand out a little bit more. Now, these are supposed to be 18-inch aluminum alloy rims with lug nuts present, which is of course good. But on the other hand, no brake discs or brake calipers. Then again, this is just a 1/36 scale Kinsmart. At the back of the car, we have some pretty interesting stuff going on. The first thing you'll notice is that the taillights are angular and they look aggressive, just like the car's front. And no pegs on them either, which is good, although the detail is a little bit lacking. We also have a brake light modeled here, but because the rest of the car is red, it doesn't stand out as much, just like the taillights. But still, I mean, I like the detail that's going on here. Just like we have a Lancer Evolution badge here. And of course the Mitsubishi logo in the middle. Little key lock here. And more lights down here. Now these chrome exhaust tips are actually painted silver by me. I mean, when I bought the car, they were just completely black, but I just decided to make them stick out a little more. We got the rear license plate down here. It also says Lancer Evolution 10. Now, one criticism that I do have with the back of this car is that the rear diffuser could have been done better, as the individual blades aren't as pronounced as they should be. And of course up here we've got the huge Evo spoiler. And now let's take a look at the car's interior. So this is a right-hand drive model. We have the 3-spoke steering wheel, and keep in mind that I have painted the spokes silver. They are black when you buy the car. And regarding the Mitsubishi logo on the steering wheel, this also doesn't come with the car. I actually printed this on a small piece of paper, 2mm by 2mm, and then stuck it on the steering wheel. It's not that hard to do. I mean, all you need to do is go to Google Images and search for a silver Mitsubishi logo, print it on a black background. And as long as you have a printer that can print small images like this, and you just happen to be very careful when you cut the piece of paper, you can then stick this on the steering wheel and make it look that much better. You got your navigation screen in the middle of the center console, and you got your climate control buttons for the temperature, fan speed, and rear defrost, which are also painted in silver by me. In the middle you can also see the 5-speed manual transmission, which I've also painted silver just to highlight it a little bit better. And down there, the silver floor pedals as well. Got a little bit more detail going on here with the black air vents. And back here we have 3 suitcases on the back seats. Now these seats up here at the front are actually Recaro seats. And I'm happy that Kinsmart tried to replicate the way they look, although it doesn't say Recaro on the headrests. You got 2 cup holders down here, and of course the e-brake hinted at, barely there. And here's a look at the interior from the passenger side. Again, not much going on here, but Kinsmart still managed to get all the basic stuff right. I mean, this isn't a made-up interior. This is exactly how it looks like on the Lancer Evo 10. It's just that it's not as detailed, of course. But this is just a 1/36 scale Kinsmart car for a handful of bucks, basically. And of course, as is customary with Kinsmart cars, this one also has a pullback mechanism. And here's a quick look at the underside of the car. You can see that this is the 2008 model of the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10, scale 1/36 by Kinsmart. And I do like the detail that they put in here. For example, you can see all the riveting, the individual rivets here. Of course, the transmission, and back here the exhaust. So the bottom line is, I wanted to get a Lancer Evo 10, and I didn't have many options. I mean, there is no Lancer Evo 10 in 1/24 scale as far as I'm aware. And if you want to get this in 1/18 scale, you're pretty much out of luck, because if you check out JMC Porsche's review, he did make one about a Lancer that was made by a company called Suntrade. The thing is, it is extremely rare to find one of these days, especially in the color red. And another company that does make it in scale 118 is Kyosho. But that thing costs like even more than the Suntrade one, because the Suntrade one used to be had for around €100, and the Kyosho one costs like 160 or 180. And nothing opens on the Kyosho car, so that's pretty much something I'm not interested in, especially not for that price. Keeping in mind that Kyosho, for example, makes a Lamborghini Huracan for 70 or 80 euros, where nothing opens. But still, that's relatively cheap, so why should you pay like 100 euros more than that to get a Lancer Evo 10, where again nothing opens? That's the reason why I settled for this Kinsmart, and I think that for the handful of bucks that you end up paying, this is actually a car that looks really good from afar. I mean, I have absolutely no complaints. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out the other Kinsmart reviews that I have done, especially one that I can recommend right now is my review on the Toyota Celica. It is not the same scale as this one. It's, I think, 134 instead of 136, but still very similar in size and also pretty decent for the amount of money that you pay. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.